Welcome back to another closing live stream. Oh my goodness. We have absolutely, well, let's see, I haven't really looked at the sticks, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on. But we will find out right now because, well, the market's about to close, and that means we have 1 day left in this week. Personally, I am knocking on wood that this volatility just goes away after the weekend. Weekends can be a good catalyst for people chilling out. Now, keep in mind, we do also have hedge fund rebalancing that happens at the end of a quarter. We are presently, or we're coming up on the end of a quarter. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last Friday in the quarter, but we do have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as additional trading days for stocks and hedge funds. So there's always that possibility that volatility continues a bit, but wouldn't be shocking to see, based on the price fluctuations that we've seen now, that a lot of that rebalancing gets done during these times. But anywho, let's jump on over, see exactly what's going on. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. So it looks like Tesla is running a little bit. It's at 643 right now. Let's see where Tesla is. I had that one highlighted. Well, the chart's right here. So we can see this had an interesting rough open. Definitely a rough open here. Opened around 616, somewhere around here, 616. Ran up, did decline again momentarily to 424, and we got as low as 450 or 615, not 4, 624, 620, 615. And we're kind of rallying into the close on Tesla right now. We are presently up 2% on Tesla going into the close. If we go ahead and pull up all stocks right now. So let me put myself on the other side here. There we go. That's a little more convenient. Okay, so looking at really what's taking off right now, it's GameStop, though. I mean, you'd be excited about Tesla going up 2%, but you got 50% on GameStop, which is remarkable because the thing sold off like, what, 33% yesterday? Let's go to the 1 hour here. So, yeah, here was yesterday. Yesterday, the darn thing went from like 157, and it even from the prior day, we ended at 185, plummeted to 112. Massive rebound all day today. Thing pumps right back up to around 182 a share. Absolute insanity. Crazy gains here. The momentum stocks are back. Look at this. 51% on cost, 22% on AMC. Zom's up 17%. Also had a rough few days. Silver Spike. Look at Dave & Buster's, 12%. Briefly, it's like, oh no, maybe COVID is progressing in Europe, and oh no, vaccines are slowing things down in Europe because maybe Germany didn't order enough or this, that, or whatever. Yep, now nobody cares anymore. The rotation is in favor of the recovery stocks. The Dave & Buster's, the Cheesecake up 9%, the Darden up 9%, Macy's up 8%. We've even got Nano Dimension playing ball over here. We got Nano Dimension up 7%. This is incredible. I mean, tech is just getting smoked right now. And I love it as the buying opportunity. I don't love it in terms of looking at your portfolio, but that's why I just don't look at my portfolio. But this is where you have to establish your portfolio and decide how do you want to invest. Do you agree with for example, a Cathie Wood style of investing where, hey, look, these red days are opportunities to consolidate into your high conviction stocks and reduce the amount of shares you have out holding in other stocks? Are these the types of days that you're willing to double down on growth and quality and innovation and tech? And as Cathie Wood mentioned this morning, the collapsing and overlapping of S-curves into each other, creating a larger S-curve of innovation. I mean, anytime you listen to Cathie, it's just like, no, innovation? Oh, yeah, bull. Now, obviously, we should not oversimplify, folks. But, yeah, I mean, we know Cathie Wood's not buying the airlines, but hey, when you look at the charts today, it's kind of like, I kind of wish I had some of the airlines. Now, look, long-term, I totally think that Cathie Wood is very likely to outperform the market with her strategies, especially as she's right. A lot of money goes into S&P 500. A lot of money goes into sort of the legacy stocks. Even Kevin O'Leary was bagging on the airlines this morning. Sure, those investments may underperform relative to tech and innovation in the long run, in the future. Now we'll see. We'll see who ends up being right. I mostly align with Kathy. There's some things we disagree on, but it seems like Kathy Wood is really nailing it on her strategies, with the exception of obviously the recent share price. Like, I saw some comments this morning from some folks. They're like, "Oh, Kathy sucks. She's down 30 days in a row, or like 40 days in a row." And it's like, really? Like, do you evaluate a fund manager, somebody who's investing off of 30 or 40 days of performance? Very, very short-sighted, horribly short-sighted. For me, these are the opportunities to increase your quantity of ownership, get control of the quality that you believe in. And then in the future, when you're printing tendies on this innovation, which we know is coming, there's no question about it coming. When you're printing tendies and everybody else is like, "Yeah, wish I bought more of the Jip or Neo or Tesla or Enphase or some of these other companies," you're like, well, yeah, you were in the comment section during that time going, "You find the Dip is stupid." Okay. We can see who's got the long and short-term vision here. Which goggles are you wearing? Doesn't sound like you got the diamond handle goggles on. Sounds like you got the paper handy go with where the flow is going, hands on. Which look, I'm not trying to say that it's wrong to invest in recovery. It's not what I'm saying at all. Just saying, don't squander an opportunity to, at least in my opinion, increase your exposure to some of these incredible tech opportunities. Now, okay, good. So let's see. Let's learn some more here. What do we have? Okay, MP Materials running again after that big sell-off they had. Where'd it go? Here it is. MP Materials up 8%. We do have Blink reporting earnings today. We've got CCIV up. I'm curious about the Chargers. I have to say, I'm doing some more research on them, but we'll see. I just posted a video on Tesla, by the way. Highly encourage you watch that, especially if you're into the charging companies. That's a potential game changer. So check that out. It's on the channel. YouTube's not really been good at sending all the notifications, but anyway. Palantir is up 3% now, but is sitting around the $22 price range. Bargain. Neo is up 2%. A very big difference from what we had this morning. I mean, this morning, everything was just getting smoked. Everything was destroyed. But here, we are getting a little bit of red heading into the close. Rite Aid's still sitting at 20% down. We've got Affirm falling into the close, down another 4%, along with QuantumScape also falling into the close. Lots of falling into the close happening here. Not the most ideal for setting up for tomorrow. Tattooed Chef down 2%, right there with Pinterest. Salesforce, geez, it's gonna be about under 200 here, along with Square very soon. I'll tell you, Square is something that I like, but let's see here. Let's see what else we have here. Etsy, we are under 200, but not terribly under 200. How's Unity doing, folks? Let's take a look at Unity. By the way, I just want to make clear, when I do the private course member live streams, one of the ways they're very different is it's much more interactive, much more Q&A, and then we look at sort of analysis together on topics that we're thinking of what investments to make, sort of community discussion. But okay, so what do we have on Unity? Which I had just had a few questions about that, which is why I wanted to clarify, because that coupon code expires tomorrow. Well, the price goes up, which is the same thing. Okay, so look at Unity. We are almost at IPO pricing. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. We're below IPO on Unity. We closed at $71. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're not. Okay. I thought we were at, oh, no, we're not. I'm sorry. Sorry, false alarm. I don't know where I saw that. I thought we were under IPO. We're not. We're at $90 right now. We closed at $71 on IPO. Okay. We are approaching that, and we have not approached those March 5th lows yet. But Unity, we'll pull that one up in the Bloomberg terminal here after we listen to the bell. Let's jump on over to the bell. That's definitely not right. There we go.
Into the close. I would also note this is a big reversal from what we've seen Over the last 6 days, thanks to Bespoke for pointing out, it has been a tumble into the close every day. This is the opposite, as you can see. The NASDAQ is also higher, though I would say growth is lagging. Value and cyclical groups, industrials, the highest, the biggest winner on Wall Street. Materials, utilities are up there as well. And there's the close, Wilfred. Even the small caps are having a nice bounce back today, though I would note are down almost 5% still for the week heading into Friday. They've been the hardest hit. But part of that massive intraday turnaround, not just in the final hours you're pointing out, Russell 2000 was down 1.5% at the lows about half an hour into the session, ending up 2.3%. Welcome to the Closing Bell, everyone, if you're just joining us. Sarah Eisen and Wilfred Frost here. S&P 500 finishing up 0.5%, Dow up 0.6%. NASDAQ Composite just positive, NASDAQ 100 just negative, and as we said, the Russell 2000 up 2.3%, but still down 4.5% for the week. Big bounce today for the Russell and a big intraday rally for all of the major indices. Financials, industrials, materials ending up more than 1%, only two sectors negative, tech and communication services, and only slightly negative.
Okay, so I mean, interesting close here. We'll tune right back into CNBC as usual. Thanks for the bell there, CNBC. I want to respond quickly to this comment here. What do we got here? So this here says Square, which also owns Cash App, is a big play. They are now offering stock buys, and you will see them be the new Robinhood. They were approved in Utah for a bank charger. This is true. Bank J, you are right. I don't know that they're going to get to the level of being like a new Robinhood, but I am very bullish on Square. Their omni-channel services are great for business recovery, especially those recovery companies, small businesses, restaurants, and that. Really, really excited about that. Cash App, phenomenal service. I think it's over 30 million users. Again, I don't think Square is going to replace Robinhood with their Cash App, but Cash App's a phenomenal service. Could not agree with you more that it's a great company to look at, especially if it goes under 200 here. I mean, we'll have a Square credit card coming soon. I've got a good chunk in Square. Excited about it. So I don't think you can go wrong with Square, especially at these lower prices. Square's valuation is a little bit. Oh, and by the way, the NFT potential play that Square might pull off, that could be really entertaining. And I would rather play an NFT play with Square than with like actually buying NFTs. Like if Square starts reselling music NFTs through Cash App or something, that's right there. That's a potential game changer. Square's a money stock. I love that thing. Let's look at Square really quick, and then let's also look at Unity we wanted to look at, but we also wanted to see what's going on with earnings coming out on Blink. So Blink and ChargePoint leaning on a lot more commercial users than I originally estimated. Now, it makes sense, and I don't own these stocks. It makes sense. Oh, there we go. It makes sense because, malls, but also offices, right? All right, loss of 7.4, loss per share of 24 cents. What was the projection? Announces for full quarter. Okay, here we go. 1,100 commercial residential EV. That doesn't seem like a lot. Hold on. Those were EV charging stations installed. The capital raise in January. I talked about that this morning in the course member live stream. We were actually talking about how one of the cool things about Blink is they've literally 15x their cash. It's been incredible how much money they raised from just going public. The company made continued progress. Total revenue for the fourth quarter increased 250% to $2.5 million. I mean, it's just not. It's very small, but that is a big gain because I think as a company, totally they had like $5 million of revenue for the year, and I think it was 2019. So that's pretty good. Revenues increased significantly. Okay, that's very good. The revenue is very good here. Revenues from networks, warranties, and increased. Revenues for charging services decreased, primarily due to decreased EV charging due to COVID. Net loss was 24 cents. Let's see. Total revenue grew. It's still relatively low, but it's also smaller, much smaller than like a ChargePoint. Okay, net loss. Try to get some more details here. Blink's fourth quarter results delivered a strong close to 2020, continuing momentum. as we build through the second and third quarters, characterized by significantly increased revenue driven by substantial growth in product sales. Despite many public health concerns presented by COVID, we've continued the aggressive deployment of our owned and operated EV stations for wide variety of partners. Okay, we ended strong. Let's see. I want to know margin. To enter a reseller agreement with Lion Electric. Cool. Can we please get the financials, though? Their earnings call. Look, the ChargePoint earnings call I was not very happy with. We broke that down this morning in the course. Okay, here we go. Okay, here's that cash. Here's at least some of that cash. This is these are actual figures. Where'd all their cash go? They raised like way more than this. 22 mil. 22 mil cash. They raised way more than this. Didn't they say up here that they raised a ton of cash? See, yeah. $221 million capital raise. Well, where the heck is it? Where's the cash then? How do you raise 221 million and not show way more assets on the balance sheet? So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Are these like held in escrow or something? Additional paid in capital? Okay. I'll figure this out. Let's see here. This is what I want to look at, though. This is more. Okay, so product sales skyrocketed. That's really good. Big skyrocket right here on 3 months ended product sales. That's very good. See, here's that charging service revenue. Okay. Yeah, this product sales, they also have high margin on this. I really got to figure out exactly what their product sales are. Cost of product sales. So 1.4 versus 1.8. That's okay. Let's see. Okay, got it. Let's keep going here. Let's look at their net loss. Yeah, a little bit larger than at the end of last year. A little bit of a larger loss, but the numbers are much larger. Yeah. Okay, I want to look at their Blink products really quick. Let's just do it together. Blink charging products. See our family of products. So family of products. So you could just buy all of these things here. These are like, I guess you could set these up. Plug and play technology. Gosh, they've got a lot. Look at this, a generator for turning gas into a. They got a ton of products. I mean, it's incredible just how many different products they have. Commercial products. Yeah. Okay. So these are that was all of their products. Those are commercial. What do they use as residential? Just wall chargers. I don't honestly even understand why you need these, because you could use a laundry plug for like $13. You could get like a, what is it, a NEMA 50 or something like NEMA 50 charging plug, $14.50, I think. Yeah. See, one of these, $14.50 right here. Look, $11, and you got a 220 volt charger, 220 to 240. And like I can pump 40, 50 amps through that. Why do I need, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something. Why do I need a whole like charging thing? You know what you should do is just look this thing up on Amazon, and type in Blink charger. I wonder if they sell it there. Power adapter. Oh, here's a Blink one. Oh, it's actually got pretty good reviews. $400 though. They're not a lot slower. They're totally not slower. This charging speed goes by amperage. If I could get 40 amps or 50 amps through this, and this is pushing 30 amps, I charge faster with this plug. That's not true. I think the benefit is you get like a cable and a fancy little thing that has lights, but I mean, hey, but whatever. If they're selling them, people think they need them, fine. Yeah, okay, fair enough. It's got decent reviews. 4.6. It's not bad. Not bad. Okay. I mean, that's good. Let's see here. See how it's doing. Let's see how the market's reacting to that. So larger loss than expected. It's kind of flat. No, wait, sorry. After hours. Oh, there it is. Okay. Down 2% in the after hours. Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on the chargers. I'm not sold yet on the idea of the chargers. Not sold yet. You got to try one then, Kevin. Why? I don't believe it. I charge my car. You wouldn't buy the NEMA? Why? Tell me why. Tell me why you wouldn't buy the NEMA. I want to know because I'm curious. Because I installed my own NEMA 1450 on a 50 amp circuit, and it's square D circuit. It's beautiful. All right. Moving off the charger discussion, we got to talk about a Square and some of the other. Oh, and Unity we wanted to talk about. So, okay, let's see here. Maybe you're buying. You need the cable to talk to the car. Well, I'm using the official Tesla cable, so maybe that's the selling feature is the cable or something like that. But again, I just use the Tesla cable and plug it into the wall. Okay, so what do we got over here? So let's see. Okay, so Square. Let's take a look at Square. Okay, let's look. I want to look at financial analysis here on Square. So Square sometimes gets a little stretchy with its valuation. Let's look at the projections from Wall Street here, and let's go out to 2024. So, and either way, I just want to say, bottom line on like the Blink charger, look, it's got good reviews. Okay, it's got good reviews. So I won't I won't fight it. So and that's good. It'd be bad if you looked on Amazon. It's like, oh, Blink charger 1-star review, right? Like it's kind of important for product sales to have good reviews. Anywho, so if we go out to 2024 Square, I mean we're pricey, right? But I mean the growth could be massive here. We are selling for right. I mean that's actually not horrible. That's not as bad as what I thought it was. For these, and that's because the price has fallen. See, if we go back to like Square 250, yeah, that's where we get to like that 75 to 80 P ratio. But at 208, Square at 60, I mean, that's what you're paying for PayPal. I mean, PayPal actually might be less right now. Let's quickly compare to PayPal. True. Somebody in the course is pointing out it's only 138 reviews, which is relatively low. That's not untrue. That is true. How much is a Tesla receptacle? Well, the Tesla cable comes with the car, and the receptacle you put it in is $13. You have to have somebody install it, unless you want to do it yourself. I like doing it myself, but I mean today with how many videos I'm making, I would hire somebody to do it. Okay, so what do we got here? EPS for 2025 on PayPal is 10. There we go. That's actually pretty good right now. 234 divided by 10.7. That's nice. Oh wow, that's only 22 times forward earnings on PayPal. Wow, that's great. But the growth rate is slower, right? Let's see here. But not necessarily much, because look at the projections here at Square. You're going 33% growth to 23% growth to 30% growth. And then I don't know why they would think that there's a decline in 2024 here on consensus. Not sure what's going on there. But looking at before 2024, we do exceed PayPal's growth rate. I think for Square really to knock it out of the park, we really got to see this growth rate stay above, and this is my rule of thumb, above 25%. So when I do my Square analysis, I really got to see that growth rate be above 25%. Wall Street's got them at 33.9 for 21, 23.2 in 22, but then back up to 30 in 23. And I'm not sure why they go negative here in 2024. Potential issue there. So I'd be curious to know who's giving that estimate. I'm gonna have to do some digging to see who the analyze the company. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen it before where I could actually pull where these estimates are coming from, but I don't know how to find this so quickly here on the spot. We could try this consensus overview. Let's see. Okay, revenue. Yeah, okay, here it is. I'm pretty sure this is it. Okay, let's jump over to 2024. 2022, 1, 2. 20, it was 2024 was where it went neg. 2024. Here we go. Let's see what. No, it doesn't look negative at all. Whatever, we'll click on it. Let's see who the. Okay. Best mean consensus, Redburn and Wolf. They don't give us all the transparency, unfortunately. Oh, well. Okay, let's go take a peek back at the sticks here. But it's interesting to see just the difference between PayPal and Square here. PayPal's still growing though, right? Around a 20% clip. With margin stable around, well, hopefully projected to be stable around 20 to 23%. The profit margin, the net margin's only been 11 to 13% on PayPal. Why? That is interesting. Let's see what margin they're projecting over here. Margin net, well, net actually way lower on Square. Yeah, because they're barely profitable. They're not profitable yet. Fair. Huh. Yeah, no, good here. So, oh wow, multiple super chats here. So thank you for those. First of all, I would like to go gambling with you. Betting 100 a hand. Oh man, in your mind, would you be thinking that's 1/6? Oh well, yeah. All right, let's see here. I did a NEMA 1450 and had a dryer plug installed. Tesla Model 3. Nice. Etsy financials love Etsy. Etsy's great. Okay, people say it's dangerous to use the NEMA 50 for EV charging. They not made for long time voltage running through them, but I have been doing it forever with no problem. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts on PaySafe? Yeah, yeah, that's been an interesting one. I don't know. The PaySafe is really bigger in Europe. They're like the third or fourth payment option that comes up, like behind some of the other ones, like Apple Pay or Amazon Pay or PayPal. So I'm a little skeptical on PaySafe. I have to say that. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Tesla's like the Apple of EV. Other EVs like Toyota and Nissan will be like Androids. Okay. The cables will be like users. I know the processing industry well, says David. Square could actually book contract value per merchant on file at a 31 to 38 times value. Merchant portfolios are worth a minimum of 24 times the net revenue of each merchant. Brilliant. And I think what you're saying here is the willingness, or just translate, the willingness of the market to pay for valuation based on contracts that Square has with vendors. And a lot of vendors who are hopefully opening up again are going right back into using their Square products. I really wish Square would get into the larger retailers, but they're too expensive for that. I just think that would be such an opportunity for them. But I'm sure there's a reason why they haven't managed to figure that out. Or be price competitive in that market relative to the old legacy terminals that are used now. ALPP. I don't even know what ALPP is. Supposed to list on the. Okay, well, if it's not even public yet, it gets even a little harder. Is this a what is this? ALP? Oh, we're about to find out what it is. Operates a holding company. Is this a SPAC? No, it's a holding company. Okay, got it. Through its subsidiaries, manufactures aircrafts, defense systems, and printed circuit boards, as well as offers construction, tech, and corporate services. I mean, there'd be no way I'd be able to have a competitive advantage and even an idea on a defense company here. Where to even start with that? Big tech testimony on CNBC is going on, which is a hell of a lot more important than EV chargers. Well, let me put it this way. I'll get the cliff notes on Mark Zuckerberg and all of these bureaucrats talking about Section 230. I'm not trying to downplay the importance of the hearing. In fact, I have it up right here. But yeah, I get a little jaded with congressional hearings. It's hours and hours and hours sometimes of a few for a few bangers. Yeah. So, in fact, oftentimes what we could do is we could just go to like the live blog and pull up the news on it. But right now, I want to focus on what's going on with the sticks, and then we'll come back. Oh, and we wanted to look at Unity too. So Unity and the sticks. Let's see what we got going on. All right. So Unity, and let's hop over the sticks quickly here. All right. So Unity. Okay, let's go into Webull. So, Arrival, they actually went up on the day. They were like so low this morning. They totally crashed this morning. Get that long candlestick on the day here. What a crazy move on Arrival. Good for them. We've got Blink down a little bit in the after hours here. Not a big move on that earnings. Not much of a news event there. Playboy down about 8% on the day. Tesla just turned negative in the after hours, 639. up 1% on the day. Apple sitting at 120 comfortably. A lot of sort of rubber banding going on with Tesla. Let's look at the after hours specifically here. Cost and Upstart. Cost down 6%, Upstart down 2%. But honestly, both of these do not even hold a candle to the progress they made today. I mean, Cost was up substantially today. It just disappeared on me. And Upstart up 10% today. Really incredible momentum trades. Absolutely incredible. Matterport sitting at 14.16, super cheap. Dave & Buster's, Tuscan Holdings, Northern Genesis, Fuel Cell, GameStop. GameStop up 52%. Woo! Get some more coffee here. 52% on GameStop on the day. After hours, though, down about, where are we? It keeps moving around. It was down about 0.5%. We'll find it again. Microvision is down 0.5% in the after hours. There's GameStop, also 0.5%. Wayfair. Okay, so no crazy things happening in the after hours here. We do have AMC that's green again in the after hours after a 21% run, along with Zom that's up 1% after a 17% run, and Lemonade up about 1% in the after hours to get to about $90 per share. Okay, let's what's CCIV do today? Let's take a peek here. All right, so CCIV was up 6% on the day and up about 0.17 here in the after hours. So just to give you a sample, I'll give you a peek as to what the hearing sounds like. This one.
Companies, it will just all be, it'll all be with you. And so I guess my point is Congress needs to conduct careful oversight as the privacy sandbox and flocks are introduced. And we need to ensure that the user privacy increases and that competition is not stifled further. But I do have one question.
Alrighty then. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the sticks. I'm sorry. All right. So, yeah, shifts up about 5.5 on the day, up about 1% here in the after hours. I wonder if this is potentially the bounce that we expected either today or tomorrow. I was more so expecting potentially a bounce either tomorrow or over the weekend, so Monday morning. So, who knows what kind of volatility we'll get here. It's possible maybe we go red again tomorrow, but like I said, I don't think we're going as low as what we saw March 5th and March 8th. And so I'm very confident in that belief. I could be wrong, of course. I think I'm 78% likely to be correct on this one, 78 to 80% that we're not going to go lower. But hey, who knows? It's just the problem is the reason I don't think we're going to go lower is what's the catalyst? Why? Please explain why this sell-off is happening, right? And, one of the ideas is, inflation's going to come. Really? We've heard this before. Yields aren't skyrocketing annoymore. We had a brief period of that, so there was a little bit of shock of, oh my gosh, inflation's going to come. But let's actually, when we look at some of the data for inflation, we're not seeing it. Now, some argue, well, that's because we're measuring it wrong. But then usually the counter arguments are supply based. Like, oh, well, the cost of lumber's up, right? But the cost of housing is up crazy, which is sort of reforming the incentives for people to decide whether or not to build real estate or reconstruct real estate. And anytime you redesign incentives, you change supply demand. So let's see here. We're at 1.62 on the 10. Let's see how that 7-year auction went today. So we had a 7-year bond auction, 7-year. And anytime we have an auction, there's always a potential for volatility. It's possible that the markets were waiting for this. I don't know why. I think another overblown reason here. We had a very, very brief spike, it looks like, in the 7, right around 1:16 Eastern time. But since then, we've sort of leveled back down. We're at lows of the last 3 days. And if we go into the last month, we are up, but certainly not as high as we had been on the 7-year. Let's quickly take a peek at let's see, we did the 10. Let's do the 5-year quickly. Going down here. All right. Okay, so if we go over here, pop in the line chart. 0.83, I mean, it's not scary. The market's already been higher than this. We really expect this to go over 1% at some point here soon. I think the whole reason for this sell-off, this rotation is bullcrap, basically. Yeah, I don't think it really exists. Obviously, there is some reason. Obviously, the recovery stocks are doing great, and that's wonderful. I do think there's a risk that could be short-lived. We'll see what happens. I don't want to see anybody lose money. So this is why we say don't sell. Anyway, Blink down almost 3% now, with GameStop falling down a little bit here, but again, drop in the bucket compared to the gains of the particular stock today. Let's now check out some of the top news that's going on. Top news on the Bloomberg terminal. Oh, may as well also. CNBC is just purely airing Congress right now. Yeah. Of course, Fox is on commercial. And the other thing we could do, just to make sure we're not missing any interviews, Bloomberg. Pull up Bloomberg here. Bloomberg TV. There we go. Let's listen to this. Let's see if we've got anything going on here. And then we'll go look at the top news section too. It's the same thing. They're all airing the hearing. Oh, man. But they're so boring. Okay, I'm going to pull up top news here. I guess for a brief moment, let's just see if there's anything interesting being said. Okay, yep, here we go.
Mr. Zuckerberg, would you support legislation that would alert all Facebook or Instagram users of harmful disinformation and conspiracy theories spreading across your platforms?
Congressman, I think we need to look into that in more detail to understand the nuances. But in general, I agree that it's our responsibility to build systems that can help slow the spread of this kind of misinformation. And that's why we've taken all the steps that I've outlined today, from building an unprecedented independent fact-checking program to taking down content that could cause imminent physical harm, to the work in the COVID Information Center and the Voting Information Center and the Climate Information Center to promote authoritative information across our services. So I certainly think that there's a lot to do here.
Mr. Dorsey, would you support legislation for an early warning system across Twitter?
I don't know. To me, like, I'm going to claw my eyes out if I have to listen to this whole thing. I will gladly read the summary and report on a summary later. But it's like, anytime I've talked about Section 230 before, people shut down, okay? Like, Section 230 is, it's not like this is a debate over how big of a stimulus check we're going to get. Yeah. Tomorrow's the end of the, let's see here. So it says here, tomorrow's the end of the quarter. Tons of funds have been rebalancing portfolios the last 2 weeks since the top. Yeah, I believe that April is going to be a really good period of time, because we will have been through 6 weeks of HE double hockey sticks. Really, I mean, if you go back to February 19th, said, look, I even mentioned this during the crash the last time. Like, we're about 3.5 weeks into what could be 6 weeks long. We saw a brief surge, sort of a moment of light, but this is something I've also talked about, that when we go through dip phases, we don't generally only go straight down. We get some green days and we get more red. Right now, things are really shaping up to look like a W-shaped recovery. I hope that's what we end up having. Now, we're still low on some of these. In fact, what I'd like to do right now, if you don't mind, is let's go through the and see where's value left, right? So we're in some of those that have sold off. So let's just get the last price here, and let's ignore what's going on in the actual day here. There we go. Let's just look at these by name and price quickly. It's always a good idea to do this, because sometimes you just a double W. Oh my gosh. Sometimes you just get, I mean, you could see WW. I mean, I don't think so, but I mean, you could, if this gets dragged out through the entire, like, oh, what's inflation going to do? That's another big catalyst, right? The upcoming inflation data releases, which I know a lot of folks are skeptical about. Totally fair. But CPI still has the potential of moving the market, whether we're skeptical of it or not. Okay, so what do we got? So sometimes it's nice to just take the noise of market fluctuations out and just look at stock prices. So let's look at some stock prices. Right after I have a sip of Diamond Hand coffee, which if you want a Diamond Hand coffee mug, go to metkevin.com/merch. The link is down below, right next to the link to get 38% off with that course coupon code HODL. I guess I should have really played the music during that, but I didn't do it. Okay, let's look at the numbers here. So I'm going to write these things down. API at 50. Jeez, that's cheap. $53. That's pretty cheap at API. Okay, this is going to slow this down a little bit here, but it's worth it. Dividend and buyback limits end June 30th for most banks. Oh, there we go. We just got this update from CNBC as well. Yeah, they're hopping on it right away.
June 30th. They were set to expire March 31st when initially enacted back in the third quarter of last year. They'll continue for most banks for one more quarter. Restrictions will...
That's going to plummet like the JPMs, I feel like, in after hours. No, they're actually up in after hours. I'm surprised. Why?
30th. They will remain until September 30th for banks that fail the stress test. Wilfred.
A little bit of a move upside, as you can see there, Steve, in some of the bank stocks. Nothing groundbreaking, and it was already a positive session for the banks. I think the expectation was this would roll off, obviously, at some point in the year ahead, perhaps by ending at the end of the second quarter. That's a fraction earlier. I mean, the reason why I don't think it makes a huge difference anymore is the stocks have rallied so much. We're not in a moment where they're going to massively increase buybacks anyway. This is probably now an era where we wonder if you have small increases, 10%, 15%, 20% to the dividends, and if buybacks start to roll off, because a lot of these stocks are at record highs. It doesn't apply to all of the stocks, the likes of Citi, for example. Wells Fargo is still around book value, but others like JP Morgan around an all-time high and trading at, looking at it now, 1.9 times book. So buybacks aren't going to be unleashed in the same way as if these have been approved and the banks have been free to do what they want with their capital, say, late last year or middle of last year.
I think those are great points, Wilf. I'll make 2 points quickly. This shows the Fed, they are pushing or pulling back, at least in some respects, from their emergency regulations and rules and restrictions. Earlier, I guess it was this week, it's been a long week. They got rid of the restrictions or the exemption that they'd given to banks for capital levels when it comes to holding treasuries and reserves.
That was late last
The other thing that's kind of interesting is,
late last week on the SLR.
It was last week. Thank you. The other thing this kind of shows is the market's okay with stuff like this, I suspect. It's kind of like the way they've traded stocks the entire pandemic. It'll get better. We're just not sure which quarter it'll get better in. So I think you're right that the idea that this is, maybe some people thought it might come off today, but the idea that it's going to come off for most banks in a quarter is just fine, I suspect, for most banks.
See, the bank's slightly moving lower now. I think we just saw that news so fast, which I have to say, we saw that red flashing on the Bloomberg terminal like seconds before CNBC came up. I don't know how long it was flashing, but anyway, it's kind of the cool thing about having this terminal up. You see the news like so freaking fast. Okay, I was going to look at API really quick. I want to look at APIs. What are we paying for API? Let's get a reminder on API. So let's jump really quick to our financial analysis here on API. Let's see what we got for projection purposes. Yeah, so losing money in 21, finally going to growth in 22. What are we projecting for 24? We're not. So we're projecting 384 as a Wall Street consensus. And remember, when you do your analysis, you don't have to agree with the Wall Street consensus, right? You go more bull or more bear. But anyway, net profit margin very low, but that's because they're just turning into profitability. Their gross margin increasing from really here 60% to 63% projected going forward. However, in the past, they've had even higher gross profits. So it'd be interesting to see why we've seen a little bit of a decline in gross margin and why we're expecting that to go back up. Is this just sort of a recovery issue or what's going on here? But at 11 cents for this particular company, let's see, you're paying 53 divided by 0.11 for 2023. That's a massive, massive multiple, right? So very, very expensive. However, it's brand new and it's not profitable. And so usually what happens when these companies just barely turn a profit, you get these infinite PE ratios. So keep that in mind if you're looking at API. I do have a small position in API, but keep that in mind. The more close to going from negative to actually profitable they are, and these tech software service companies as well, you definitely see these PE multiples go freaking nuts. Anyway, so okay, good to know on API. Let's jump on over to the charts again. Let's keep moving through here. So API, ARC, curious what they did today. ARC today, oh, let's go to all stocks. Oh, there we go. Okay, ARC was up about half percent towards the end of the day. So let's look at API. At least that's what I think I saw. Hold on, let me double check. I just want to make sure I give the right info. Not quite. Let me make sure I get this right. No. ARC-G was up almost 0.5%. ARC-K was down a third. ARC-G actually up a third. And ARC-F pretty flat. Okay, let's keep looking here. What else looks cheap? So API has fallen a lot. We know that the PE is very high, though, because, again, losing money and projecting forward to a profitable quarter, first profitable couple of years, is tough. Google still sitting just above 2,000. Not like a big opportunity here or deal, in my opinion. Let's see. AMC killing it. Good job, AMC. We've got... Okay, let's see here. BNGO. Looking at mostly. And let me get off this change percentage here. There we go. Just get that last price. Bitcoin at 52.2. So definitely down from yesterday, but there were worse moments today. Bumble at 61. Canoe at 1280. Canoe is one of those that the cheaper Canoe gets, like certainly the more it approaches 10, and this has completed its SPAC, so it's not like you really have that support at 10 anymore necessarily. Maybe you can impute some historical support, but this thing tends to trade around $15 in a normal market, so maybe a little bit of a swing opportunity there. We saw the same thing last time. Churchill Capital at 24. Pretty inexpensive relative to the potential here. I'm planning another Lucid video on some updates on there. I'm still excited about Lucid. CRISPR Therapeutics. This is one, man. One day I just need to pull the freaking trigger and get in on this one. I'm so interested in the genomic space. It's so hard to really pick something because it's just like a minefield. Or what was it? Oh, Kevin, see, I call it a minefield, but Kevin O'Leary calls it a boneyard. Some of these pharmaceutical style companies, which I know this is genomics here, but there are a lot of genomics companies competing in the space again, all with different processes, and it's tough. So, but one day, CRISPR, I'm watching you. maybe it'll just keep getting cheaper. I don't know. It's end phase. I love it at 148. Let's see. Fannie here. Fisker. I mean, honestly, Fisker, remember that Fisker in February had some crazy runs. It ran from like $18 to $34, I think it was. Came back down during the crash. FRX at basically SPAC value is, I mean, this is like getting a free SPAC. And then, if this gets any buzz, it'll do a lot better. But it's pretty much right what the pipe investors are paying, which is a little surprising. GM sitting at 56, kind of been in mid-50s for quite a while. Matterport at 1434. Much prefer Matterport under 15 than over 20, that's for sure. I would not buy Matterport anymore over 20. It's just, then it becomes kind of like, what's the point? Like, what's my return going to be on Matterport? Different on Tesla. Well, I guess not too different on Tesla. Like once you get over like 900 for Tesla, which we were almost knocking on the door of, that's very expensive. The 800s is actually still okay in my opinion. So we're significantly below that, which I just see as an opportunity. Okay, NEO. Gosh, NEO under 40 too. Also very, very, very low. No love. Just no love for NEO. I'm a course member now. Well, welcome, Daniel. Thank you for joining the course. Yeah, just... Obviously, remember, course coupon code does expire tomorrow. Price goes up. We've got, somebody just said one. Do you know? Oh, wait, hold on. Do we know when CCAV changes to Lucid? No, we do not. I feel like that will be a big green day on the ticker change alone. I feel like, personally, I feel like historically we kind of get the opposite sometimes when like the merger's done solely, and you got to be just be aware that that could happen. Is what you're saying could happen, like Arrival today. Started out way down, but then it ended up. Sometimes you actually get a down on those days, though, because traders are like, okay, cool, the whole SPAC momentum is over, merger's complete, time to get out. So that day can go either way. It depends when traders want to get out of it. So, Kathy, my sugar mommy, my gosh, okay. All right, let's see. We haven't looked at Neo in a while. I want to pull up some of Neo's latest filings here. Let's see if we can get a filing from Neo. So I'm pretty sure it's CF gets me those, yes. All right, don't look at the monthly on BTC. Oh, man. Okay, so earnings call 3-1. Yeah, they use the international forms, which I don't know as well. But let's pull up a couple of them. It's been a while since we've really looked into Neo. Yeah. All right. What do we got over here? So this is press release. Well, these were the financial results. We already knew this. Well, we'll just pull up the most recent financial results anyway. So, delivered vehicles of 17,300 in the fourth quarter, divided by 3. That's over 5,000 a month. I think what the downside is the market was really hoping for that consistent like 7,000, but it's still early for that. We'll see if they end up doing 7,000 here per month. Yeah, ideally getting up to like 8,000 per month. We'll know once the March numbers come out. That'll be a good tell for the for Neo. That could actually, by the way, be a catalyst for Neo and an XPeng is when automotive releases happen. All right, write these catalysts down. So I'm going to write down the two big ones we got coming right here are CPI's release. Let's pull that up really quick. CPI release date. So let's see here. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. So, okay, CPI release will be, here we go. Look, we got a whole calendar here. How great is this? Screenshot this one, folks. That's a good one to have. Schedule of releases of the CPI. Definitely want that. I'll tell you which ones are going to be the big ones here. Here, you could pause a sec if you want before getting a screenshot, because I'll mark this up for us. Okay. So let's go drag this over to the iPad, do a little bit of an airdrop really quick, and I'll show you. Mark your calendar for these, okay? I have no idea what PDAC is. Maybe you could give me your thesis on it and explain what it is. Okay, let's take a look at this. So here's the calendar. These have already happened. So these right here don't matter. Instead, the ones we care about are going to be these here in yellow. These are the ones where my guess is we're going to see, somewhere around 2.4% to maybe even as high as 3.5% to maybe like 3.3%. It should be a 5. There we go. Something like that. And then I wouldn't be surprised if we go back. And this is annualized, right? It's like a 2, something like that. That would be more like here. Yeah, there we go. So that's a little bit of my expectation. So Kevin's year over year guess. Cool. So gives you a little bit something. Okay, so looking back at, so that's a catalyst, but then also auto releases. So, when we get an update from Neo of how many cars they've delivered, people get really excited, which is a good thing. We want to be excited. And we want to see Neo go back up. This is also why we've been adding to it. This is just so cheap right now, but we'll take a look 1 second here. Get in there. There we go. All right, how to post this. And auto delivery updates for Q1 conference. Yeah. Okay, good. So what do we have here? This is NEO. Vehicle margin went to 17.2% in the fourth quarter, which I think I want to say they were like 14.5% in the quarter before, in the third quarter. So, which is very good. Oh, there it is. Third quarter of 2020 was actually 12.9%. Oh, I was a little off there, but that has definitely grown. So that's good. We want to see, that's another thing you want to watch for at NEO. You want to see that margin kind of consistently go up. Very, very important. And Mario says that battery swap is underrated, being pushed big time by the Chinese government. I do believe that. In China, I think the battery swap is much more important than it is out here in America. And we're not going to see it in the Teslas either. Remember, Tesla's going with the whole battery swapping style infrastructure. So, I'm sorry, Tesla's going with the whole structural battery style infrastructure. NEO's going with battery swapping. Big difference. You're not swapping a structural battery, something that's built into your car. You're basically marrying the battery with the car, and you're never swapping it out. Hope you get a nice warranty. Right. So, yeah, great. See, that's where the 14.5% came from. Why did they say 12 over here? I knew it was like 14. And then overseas, yeah, I remember this stuff. This is what happens when you have your face in reports every day. Gross margin. Oh, gross total margin versus vehicle margin. Okay. So that's my fault. Gross margin versus vehicle margin. Fine. They seem so freaking similar because all you do is sell vehicles. But no, there are other things as well. Anywho. Okay, Neo. Okay. I'm excited for our vehicle data that comes out at the beginning of April. That's going to be huge. And I do want to quickly see, though, what's selling the most. Can we get a breakdown? Yes, we can. Here we go. In February of 2020, oh, here we go. Look at this. We are actually getting a preview of Q1 2021 data. In February of 2021, the deliveries consisted of 1,327 ES8s, the company's 6- and 7-seater flagship SUV, 2,216 of the 5-seater performance SUV. So the smaller SUV got a good chunk of more sales, probably like 40 cents more. And then the 2,000 sales of the EC6, the company's 5-seater premium electric. So the smaller SUVs are selling better than the big SUV. As of February 28th, cumulative deliveries reached 88,000 vehicles. 88,000 Neos on the road. How cool. It'd be cool one day we see them here. Can I post more videos? Oh, I'm sorry I haven't been posting enough videos for you. Buying your stock and your real estate and stock course tonight. Thanks for the deal. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The stock and real estate is a very, very popular bundle, by the way. People go, they take advantage of the fact that you get a much better deal when you bundle the two. Yeah, if you go to meetkevin.com/meetkevin.teachable.com and you scroll down, you see the different bundle packages, which you could use the coupon code on top of. Okay. Anything else going on in the sticks here? So we talked about NEO, bullish on this, and we've got a big catalyst coming up, right? We got Palantir. Gosh, went down to 21 today. It's up about $1.50 from its lows today, sitting at 22.5. Now, Pinterest down at 68. So Pinterest, my favorites right now, probably NEO, Tesla, Palantir. Still like CCIV and Voyager Digital. Like those. Voyager Digital had a good day today compared to yesterday. It recovered yesterday's crop. Enphase. Lemonade's still a little too pricey for me. And CRISPR, one day, CRISPR and I will meet. Xpeng's good. That one thing sold off a lot. Let's look at Docusign. Has Docusign hit our target yet? Oh, come on. It did earlier in the day. I said under 200. Okay. Okay. So what do we got? Let's see here. Docusign, zooming out a little bit. Wow. Docusign went down. Well, it opened at 192. Man, DocuSign I like too. DocuSign's another one where the PE ratio is insane. You really can't value them on the PE because it's ridiculous. And now that's not necessarily a bad thing because they are software as service and they spend a ton of money acquiring customers, like a ton. And when a company spends so much money in advertising trying to get customers, it's no surprise you lose money. But the DocuSign has gotten so good over the last decade here. So they actually think they could be profitable next year. Okay. Well, we shall see. So let's see here. They think they're going to get to $1, maybe $2 in 2023. Even 2023, $2 is still paying 100 times future earnings in 2023. Which, if you look at their margin, though, folks, this is what I'm talking about when I talk you want a high margin business. Look at that. Their actual like gross margin, 75% to 80%. The problem is they spend all their freaking money on ads. That's the problem. So their net margin's like low. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, 10.04 on ACIC, the eVTOL company, is stupid low. I completely agree with you. The problem, and I'm pretty sure that that is ACIC merger. Which EV was that? Atlas? What was it? Would acquire Archer. That's the other one. Okay, Archer. I remember looking at this. I remember looking at the investor presentation. Yeah, it's Archer. The problem is the eVTOLs. I don't think they're going to be super mainstream. I think it's more like I think it's a 2030 plus thing. Some people are like, oh, these are just going to be billionaires' toys. I actually disagree with that. I'm bullish on eVTOLs for a lot of people. You know, like if you can buy a car for 50 grand, but you could get a flying machine for 100 grand, let's say. I don't know. That might be really low. But that's going to be something people, would be interested in. Okay. All right, let's see. So what was I looking at here? Oh, yeah. Docusign. I want to see their SG&A. This is where they get killed. This just destroys them. Okay, there we go. Oh, they don't even project. Well, that's fine. No projecting out. But yeah, see, revenue of 14. So 1.4 billion. SG&A of almost $1 billion in the last 12 months. Most of it selling and marketing. It's commissions. See what they're doing is they're basically paying their employees a commission. And that commission, I wouldn't be surprised, is as potentially as high as a first year, or maybe like 70% of the first year of a DocuSign contract. Well, golly, if you do that, how much freaking money is left for the company to profit off? Not much. And it totally makes sense. But if that customer stays around for 10 years, lifetime value, be very juicy. In fact, you know what would be very cool to do is look up the lifetime value. Let's see if we do it. Investor relations. DocuSign investor relations. Let's get financial analyst day. No, I want filings. Filings. Where is it? SEC filings. Got it. No, not that. No. Give me what I want. Give it to me. I'll just sort by it. Just give me the annuals. How is there nothing? Okay, well, there we go. Okay. You start getting angry here. Okay, lifetime. Let's see if we can get it. Only one match. Oh. Maybe they use some acronym. That's annoying. So I'll have to dig more. Life cycle? 29 matches. Oh, here we go. DocuSign life cycle. DocuSign. Cool if we could life sciences. Life cycle management. How about like lifetime value of customer? That would be nice. The period of benefit for commissions paid for the acquisition of the initial subscription contract of 5 years is determined by, 5-year contracts is determined by taking into consideration our initial estimated customer life. Well, what is that? And technological life of our software suite. The period of benefit for renewal subscription contracts of 2 years is determined by considering the average contractual terms. Okay, it sounds like I'm gonna have to read this crap more, but it's here. So, darn, I wish they'd make it easier. I'll research this a little bit. I'm excited about that. Docusign, I'll put it in the title. Search lifetime value. That's interesting. If they're doing 5-year contracts, I want to see how many customers they're putting on 5-year contracts. So if they're putting people on 5-year contracts, I like that. That's really good. Option to extend for 5. Oh, well, that's a lease. Okay, that's a... We recognize revenue from contracts with customers using the 5-star. Okay, whatever. But that's also actually very important, by the way, revenue recognition, because it's going to tell you, how much tail profit you could get, how much tail side profit you could get. Anywho, let's go back to the sticks. Freaking Docusign. I mean, it makes sense for businesses to do 5-year contracts. Individuals don't do 5-year contracts. You could do, month to month if you wanted to. You just go to Docusign.com. I'm not sponsored by them. And I own way less Docusign than I wish I had. Right. Blink's down about 3%. Okay, well, we'll see. We shall see. All right, folks. Well, I think that does it. Thank you very much for being here. Get yourself 38% off using that coupon code down below. Thank you for being here. It's always nice hanging out. Sorry, we had that hearing going on today. I'm like, yep, no hearing for me today. Yeah, I did see the SEC investigation into SoftBank. All I can say is I guess we'll see what happens. What is it, Kenneth? What is it? I gotta go. No, I gotta go. Anyway, but anyway, yeah. All right. I gotta go. BlockFi. I'm actually talking to BlockFi here very soon, but I still like BlockFi, which you can still get up to $250 with BlockFi by going to metkevin.com/BF. Okay, bye. Thank you.